Mrs. Swanson here. Today we're going to be learning about multiplying decimals. If you remember or watched the video about adding and subtracting decimals where I told you need to make sure your decimals are lined up nice and neat and perfect, well, forget all of that for this lesson. When you're multiplying numbers together that have decimals in them, you're actually going to ignore the decimals until the very end of the problem. So you can see here that I have 7.30 times 2.5. We don't need to worry about lining these decimals up. It's okay that one's here and one's here. Not a problem. So I'm just going to multiply this just like it would be 730 and 25. You can rewrite it if that helps you, but I'm just going to do my work over here from my original problem. Okay, so 5 times 0, 5, 6. I'm going to add my 0 placeholder there. Some people like to use an X. I like to use a 0. 0, 6, 14. Now we know we're going to add these two together for our final answer. Here's where we have to look at those decimals. I need to put a decimal in my answer, and how I'm going to figure that out is count how many numbers come after the decimal from my original problem. So for 7.30, I have 2 numbers. And for 2.5, I have 1 number. So altogether, I have 1, 2, 3 numbers after the decimal. So now I look back at my answer down here and count 1, 2, 3 numbers, and that's where I know where to put my decimal. So my answer is going to be 18.25, or if you want to add the 0, 250. Let's try another example together. Here I have 14.3 times 0.81. So I'm just going to write my first number, 14.3. Remember, I'm not worried about lining up my decimals, so I'm just going to write my number as so. Once you get to this step, you're just going to multiply. So 1 times 3, 1 times 4, and 1 times 1. Add my 0 for my tens place, 8 times 3, 8 times 4, 8 times 1 plus 3, and now we add. Get 3, 8, 5, 1, and 1. Now remember, I still need to put a decimal in my answer. We're not done yet. To do that, I need to go and count how many numbers started behind the decimal in my original problem. I have 1, 2, 3. So looking back at my answer, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 numbers need to be after the decimal point. So over here we have an answer of 11.583. Sorry for my weird 8. There you go. So there's really 2 steps when you think about multiplying numbers with decimals in them. Step 1, multiply. Step 2, count how many numbers were behind the decimal from your original problem. Then you're going to use that number to place a decimal in your answer. That's all for this lesson. Thanks for studying with Swanson.